Hey folks, Cool18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play SimCity. So I've let the game run for a little bit. I did have to put down a garbage dump, and now we're actually running into some power problems, so it seemed like a good time to jump back in. We haven't actually earned that much money, but we've earned enough. Excuse me. So, as discussed, I think I'm going to set up a oil power plant, since we do have a fair amount of oil on the go. So that is oil right over here, and it seemed to me that it would be pretty good to sort of stick it right in here. Should be a good place to fit this in and have a little bit of room for expansion later on. So now we've got lots of power. So let's take a look at what kind of goods we could start producing at this point. I mean, really, we could look at producing the entire chain of everything. I mean, the real big money maker is always when you go down into the into electronics, right? And start producing the processors and just electronics, or yeah, the electronics and the TVs and so on and so forth. So we actually need medium tech industry buildings to be able to go up to this level, which is going to be a little bit awkward, especially since I turned down the Dr. Vu offer, but of course I can always just put him down directly. And I think that might be the easiest and fastest way to get some medium tech industry. Now, with that being said, actually, I'm wondering about building some more ore mines, because I don't want to sort of squoosh the area where I want to build the ore later on. Let's take a look very quickly. Where... because I do want more industry. So I guess, and I know I'd said like, oh, I don't really want much, but a little bit more will actually be quite financially rewarding. So what I think I'm going to do is build kind of road down here-ish, and then put some industry on both sides. Like so. And I don't remember where Dr. Vu is. Is he under police? Yeah, he is. The Vu Tower. So we're going to stick the Vu Tower kind of right on the intersection over there, and this should actually be a pretty good moneymaker. Maybe I'll put him on the other side so he'll be a little bit closer to the industry. Not that I think it matters terribly much. But that should lead us, because this provides a little bit of technology, so it will let us tech up. It does lead to a little bit of crime, but we don't actually have to make use of it if we don't want to. So we just still have fires going on over here, but I think they should be getting put out. I mean, we do have a fire department. Don't we? Yeah. Closed, needs power. Oh, that's the problem. Okay. And I think that's why actually I stopped sort of making money very quickly, because I was starting to have some real power issues. This is closed now. Hiring, and you know what? Even though these people won't be particularly happy, and in fact they're going to be incredibly diseased, I think I'm going to put down another row of housing over here. Just to make sure there's always workers sort of nearby in a few different areas. But yeah, pollution is definitely going to be a problem, so sickness is going to be a problem, which is always kind of annoying. But screw them. As long as we're making money, you know, the plight of the worker doesn't really concern me. This is going to be a capitalist heaven, or haven. Anne Rain would be very happy with this place. Alright, we can just dismiss these messages, because I really don't care about them. Yeah. I don't want to encourage crime, not for 20,000 bucks. I'm wondering if I should be connecting this little venue over here, and I think I should, because there's going to be a lot of workers going from one to the other. It has the possibility of generating some, like, cross-traffic that I don't want, but I think, generally speaking, it's going to be okay. So we'll do it with a curve that way to cut down the number of actual hard intersections. But yeah, hopefully that's generally going to be kind of sane. All right. So good. Money should be making. Everything should be running again. Power is now distributed. We might still have a few fires that are a bit of a pain in the butt, but I think we're generally speaking going to be okay. Hopefully we get some medium tech industry. Petition build processor factory already approved. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, there we go. There's our medium tech industries. Excellent. So we will start looking at that, I think. Oh, no, wait. We need plastics and everything first. I'm actually overshooting myself with the electronics target, because we need the oil refinery, which requires a refining division at the petroleum headquarters. The petroleum headquarters over here. Now, we should be able to build the refining division. It's just a question of where to place it, because we don't have a road, so we're going to have to extend the road out. But then we'll be in great shape. So we're going to start down that route. You know what? I'm going to switch to medium density, and hold on, I've got the curve. It's like, this doesn't feel right. Hold shift, force it to lock. Oh, it's going to be Yeah, right. It's going to be dumb because of the extra intersection. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then we can go back in here and edit this, and then we want the refining division. It's going to be really awkward and big, but not enough simoleons. Oh my god, that's expensive. Seriously? Seriously? Alright, well, let time go by. We need a few more shipments to go out. We should be okay. We should be making pretty good bank overall. Again, it's going to be kind of like bursty and clumpy, but other than that, we should be okay. Come on, ship out some goods. We do have a lot of HQs built that cost a lot of money. I guess I should have waited, or I can very much disable these now if I'm not going to be using them. I mean, they were really expensive to plop down, but they're also expensive to maintain. I guess I'll turn off the metals HQ because I really don't need it. Actually, I do need the trade HQ, I guess, for this thing. Not that I think it's doing much. And is that it? Yeah. And then this one over here, which I want running because that's the one I actually want to use. So I should be able to very safely put this down now. And of course, add a sign. Right there. Okay, so now I can build the refining. Of course, I need money for that, so I probably have to do some more waiting. Only 7,300 though, which is not too bad. In fact, I'm tempted to take out a loan just because I hate waiting for things. Although, we're making money pretty quick as soon as those sales kind of click in. Petroleum HQ refining division approvals shared with 3gen. Really, that's all shared like that. That's going to be very handy, actually. This site is going to unlock a lot on the industrial level for us, which is going to be very handy. Alright, just a few more sales, and then we're going to be in really wonderful shape. Make sure everything in the city's okay. A bit of a complaint about crime. Really? Well, I do have the VU Tower, so I guess that makes sense. Oh, and the jail cells are full, so we definitely want to go and expand on that. That's probably the biggest problem, just nowhere to stick the criminals. Alright, but we should be better now. Of course, that spent money. Okay, I guess it's loan time after all. Alright, so I mean, we're taking out money so that we can make more money, so that is totally reasonable. Oil refinery. So, well, we need space for it. It would also be nice to have it near here, but I'm kind of, even if I put a road back here, there's not going to be a lot of room for expansion. So I think it's going to end up being put kind of over here instead. And I think that's going to be fine. You know, we've lost some of our housing, but we'll resolve that pretty soon. Sign. So we can make most plastic and fuel. Now fuel, I believe you just sell directly. So what we really want is just plastic. And a couple of extra trucks added on to do that. And of course we need somewhere to stick it. Out of petroleum resources, well, that's fine. It'll get there. It's just needs to use its trucks to deliver things over there. And these trucks should actually not get used for very much at all, so we should be okay. I could turn off the exporting at this point, but it's going to be fine. People should be shipping things and keeping this perfectly well supplied, I think. What? What? We have a Godzilla? Seriously? It's actually kind of a spore monster more than anything else. Oh my god, my coal mines! No! You seriously spawned right on top of the coal mines? Did we dig too deeply and greedily? Is that what happened? Oh, I bet you my ground pollution is just like unbelievable. That's why that's happening. Wow. Okay. So that's fun. God damn, he's smashing everything. This is probably the most expensive disaster I've had ever. I mean, all my expanded buildings and everything, all gone. Looks like he's torching the street, but I don't think he can actually do that. I'm hoping he can, because that would be really disturbing. Listen, you don't have to go over there. Oh right, he's gonna go and eat all the garbage, and then he'll be finished, I think. He's gonna burn down the trees for no good reason. Dude, they're just trees. They did nothing to you. Come on, don't zoom in. I just wanted to get a little pop up there. Alright, so it's got lots of material. We don't have anywhere to store the plastic yet, but we're going to have to wait a tick before this disaster is finished to really get a glimpse. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to build it on the other side here, because why not? I could probably build more of these, actually, and I probably will end up doing so. For now, though, we'll just build a trade depot here. In fact, even though it's red there, I've still got all the room I need to get everything done. I can bulldoze, if I can actually highlight it. I don't know why this thing is so hard to highlight. Put a little bit of plastic storage down. And an extra truck. And there we go. Okay, are you done yet? God, this guy is really annoying. More robberies in progress. And for now, we can also set the plastic to be exported for lots of money. Holy cow! All right, all right. He's gonna eat all the garbage. I hardly had any garbage there. Like, I find it insulting that they're implying that I had a little bit too much. Maybe it's the incinerator that makes it smell good. I don't know. You're done? Go to sleep. He's eaten all the garbage, he should go to sleep now. Right? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so, I don't think there's any rebuild command. I think we just have to... Oh, it's so frustrating. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I have to do that. Not enough simoleons for the trucks. What was this? That was just an industrial building. Dr. Vu. Yeah, we just gotta go. Are these guys gonna lose their technology? I'm not sure. And we may not actually need the higher tech anymore, so I may not rebuild the Vu Tower, so that might actually help our crime situation. Indirectly. And maybe, yeah, maybe I could bulldoze it after getting the upgrade, because getting these is all you need to unlock, like the electronics factory, and then you don't need to actually keep them around. I didn't realize there was a cool little kind of keyhole effect here. I like that. Alright, that's going like crazy. And yeah, we'll probably want another one of these at some point. Although it's not at full capacity yet either. We can add on some more refinery things. Alright, so the city's puttering away. Everything is relatively okay except for the sheer amount of crimes, which should be down now because we no longer have the Vu Tower. Buildings burnt down, but yeah, we didn't really have much to say about that because I'm pretty sure that was the Godzilla that was probably with crime. We are working on it. Okay, oh, back up to full speed. There we go. So once we start shipping plastic, we should be pretty set financially speaking. I want to continue to expand this so I can produce more and more plastic more and more quickly. And then we'll start building next step. Yeah, arsonists. The problem is we are right next door to Hasnotsburg, which also has a Vu Tower. So it's generating a fair amount of crime. Still, I think we're going to be okay overall. Trade report. I mean, this looks, you know, kind of like a suburb of a city where the industrial areas are. And we can fill a lot of these things in with roads later on pretty easily. Okay, and let's finish off with another plastic factory. And that should bring in some good profits. Okay. So what's the next thing I want to work on? Well, actually, I want to rebuild this little coal thing as soon as I've got some money. This is coal, right? Yeah. and I still need to expand my ore mine to full capacity. Luckily, the plastic thing will fund most of the rest of it, so we're going to be in lovely shape there. I guess there's nothing to do but wait. So, anyone know any good jokes? What do you want? Oh, you want a 3 o'clock party. You know what? Let's do it. Probably my garbage trucks can handle it. Receive trucks. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure we want to do that. I don't know what we get for actually completing that quest. I don't think I want to buy any goods. No, I'm going to cancel you. We're pretty much producing all the goods in the game. I mean, at a certain point, you can start buying the cheap goods and then upgrading them into fancier stuff. And you know what? Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I should have added more oil imports or something. Especially once I get more oil refineries, for example. But now's not the time. That's the garbage pickup thing. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I suppose I could add more garbage trucks, but that seems... I mean, it might be worthwhile. But I'm not going to stress about it. If I fail the quest, it's not the end of the world. It's actually a pretty nice town. This thing has no freight, so I really went, like, overboard in building this so quickly. You know what? I'm just going to turn this off for now. I'm going to save a lot of money, which I can use to expand my empire overall. And I think I've got enough now to build another coal mine right next door here. And have everything work out nicely. Yeah, all the residences are unhappy. And truck, and one more truck. Did I add trucks over here? I don't think I did. Okay. Again, I don't think they need max trucks. What do you want? No, you've got enough vehicles now. You're going to be fine, crime-wise. I have faith in you guys now. You're going to be able to do it. We got rid of Dr. Vu. Yeah, alright, so that's good. Now, this is not going to make a tremendous amount of money by itself, right? The coal. Oh, yeah, actually, I should add the school bus things. I shouldn't have said no there, because that is easy. I'm not going to build any schools, but I can add school bus stops in my residential-y areas. Do we have coverage over here? No, we don't, so we need another bus stop. And one over here. And technically, we can put one there as well. Oh, we completed the garbage quest, which is good. I do definitely still want the Smelting Factory. We'll get up to that as quickly as possible. Start producing alloy, which at first will get sold, but soon enough will be upgraded. No. Well, okay, I guess I'll accept it, assuming you're not going to start lighting more fires or anything. Here, I'll add another truck. And hopefully we can keep ahead of that. Crime has the upper hand. Well, yeah, but jail's nearly full. Wow. I mean, the crime situation will resolve itself pretty soon. It's just right now we still have an excess of criminals, but we will need the jail cells to stop it from becoming an overflowing problem. I mean, they do eventually get rehabilitated and then released, but I don't know. It's going to be too much of a problem for now. So we'll put it in there. We can always disable it later. I like how we can just see the criminal waiting in traffic. Money, good. Things working. Do we have enough for a smelting factory? I don't think we do. Was it not very expensive? No, it was one of the add-ons or something that was very expensive. This is the metals HQ. We do need that running to be able to have the smelting factory operational. So we'll go ahead and put that down. And you know what? I'm going to add that in over here. Very similar to what I did with the plastics workshop. So this is going to start producing metal right away, which is actually not what we want. Which bit is the metal furnace? Yeah. The metal you sell directly, you don't actually do anything with. We are going to produce alloy instead, which we can produce stuff with. Not enough simoleons. That's okay. And the fact of the matter is, if I have enough... like, I don't even necessarily need the trade depots to ship this stuff to hold the alloy, assuming that I have something that can use the alloy right away. But for now, I don't. So these trade depots might get converted instead of holding plastic later on. I mean, I might keep one bin here just for overflow purposes. But ideally, you're going to turn all those into CPUs and TVs and that sort of thing. So close and hiring, it needs goods, but it will get the goods relatively quickly. So again, actually, you know what? Right over here is where I will build the alloy storage at this time. There's something to be said about having them be sort of specialized. Again, it helps to export a little bit more efficiently. But I'm going to say that 2 and 2 is going to be good enough. And it's all going to change in the future. So how are we doing work-wise? We still have lots of unfilled jobs. We really do need a higher population. Unfortunately, like most of my city is going to be horrendously polluted and miserable. I could plop a bunch of parks down and try to force the population to grow a little bit faster, but I'm not sure that that's the winning move. Because they have enough services and things to theoretically satisfy them. I don't know. I guess even though this is a terrible area... Wow, there's some traffic issues here. With these intersections, I guess. Come on. Yeah, I don't want to build a road out there, that's for sure. You know what, I'll build it out here. And do that, but not connect it. Continue up here, and then connect it over here. There. And this will be a mostly residential area. A little bit of commercial there. And a little bit of commercial there. I mean, these places are going to be polluted. They're all downwind. Whatever, I'm a terrible mayor. There's murder on the loose. It doesn't bother me. Who cares, right? Terrible mayor, like I said. They're actually sitting on ore, so we might end up displacing them. The thing is, actually, we got lots of ore. I don't think we're actually going to have to need... We're not going to need to take all of it out of the ground simultaneously, so we should be okay there. Water is a problem. We are no longer able to purchase enough water to get stuff done. So it would be nice to do something about that. And I think that the way to do this will be to build a little low-density road over here, like that, and we're going to have a proper water treatment plant hovering over here. I bet you the ground pollution is horrible. So you know what? Right away, we're going to use a filtration pump. Do we replace the other one, or do we have them both working? We're going to do it that way. What could possibly go wrong, right, guys? Oh, my poor people. What I should probably do is just have higher water pollution or production in another city and just keep shipping it over here. Let's take a look. What does the ground pollution look like? Well, it's mostly bad here. Theoretically, there might be a lot of pollution being made. Yeah, you can see the sort of brown line just starting to extend out of there. So it's not going to be great. But hey, it's still better than the air pollution that's going on right now. This place is like a hellhole. Money is flowing very well. That makes me very happy. No raw ore. Well, we've got some. Oh, there's no water, which is why that's not going to be working very well. But we want to expand our ore production anyway. So, no time like the present, right? So, where do I want to actually build this? It wouldn't be the end of the world if this were right on the avenue. So I think I'm actually going to do that. There's not super high density, but I think it's going to be high enough density over here. Yeah. To be functional. It's looking fine. Put a sign. That rhymes. We're going to go maximum trucks here, because why not? And hey. Upgrade the metals HQ. Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do. Although we're not going to be selling a lot of the metals directly, so we may not actually be able to reach that goal. We'll see how it works going forward. We've got some illness, which of course is going to be a problem. At some point we may actually have to build the hospital just so that we can get the sort of illness prevention center. And more ore mines. Yeah, so one's not going to run out for a long time. As long as the green bar is full, it means... I believe it means full production speed, which is the only thing I care about. If we run out at one of these sites, it's not the end of the world. We can, you know, bulldoze things and use it to put, I don't know, a bunch of hospitals down, because apparently we're going to need it. Let's look at the worker shortage. We are going to try to force the issue over here and generate some higher density, low wealth. Why is everyone leaving the city? I guess I shouldn't need to ask that question. The city sucks, right? Who would want to live here? So we're going to go with basic parks. Do we want to do the largest park? I don't think so. A couple of small fields. That might be better. I don't know, no. We'll just build one huge, huge park. Right over here. So again, a bit of a happiness boost. But really, they still need to, you know, go to work, get paid, do the commerce thing, and then they'll auto-upgrade. And they're in great shape. I mean, they've got infinite amounts of jobs. They probably are pretty high-paying since there's so much demand for them. And they've got some shopping nearby, now they have a park. So there should be no problem getting these things to upgrade. It's just a question of time. See, like these guys, right? They're already upgrading, and they're fine. Land value is... Some of these were medium wealth, really? I don't know if we want to keep the medium wealth or not. Probably. We want a little bit of medium wealth. So let's go ahead and... ooh, barbecue pits. Nice. It seems like it might be better as an upgrade to something. Oh, hold on. I want the... probably one of these. You know what? I said that I could probably fit in these narrow little skinny parks in here. I don't know if these would actually grow bigger or not. I don't know. We'll put it in there. If they complain about lack of space later on, we'll work things out then. Okay, value seems to be holding steady now, which is great. No, that was actually just enough to put them into rich. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, it's not rich. It's just at the very top end of medium. Smelting Factory is going. So assuming it's getting enough goods now, we can actually increase the amount of alloy being produced. Again, right now that's just for selling for money. We have vehicles. We could probably add some more. Like that. Does this have a sign? No. Come on, we need the sign. Right over there. Okay. Smelting Factory. That is a terrible logo. More fires going on. Alloy plastics, great stuff. I think we should be able to scan here for any pending upgrades, which we do not have. There might be some upgrades which are not yet used. And in fact, we can start producing, we can put down our processor factory as soon as we get a little bit of money. And that's where the real money starts to actually roll in. In fact, I think I'll put the processor factory right over here. Because the CPUs sell for crazy amounts of money. I believe they just use the alloy and the plastic. We will need one more trade depot to be able to start shipping them out of town. But the other thing, too, is that will help us reach our trade depot goals. Close needs power? Really? This industry does use a lot of power. Wow. Okay. More oil. Yeah, if we're short on power, that is not going to help things at all. I always forget about that. I mean, we're a town of 14,000 people. We've already had to increase our power generation. But, I mean, it's all industry. And again, like this kind of looks like an industrial area of a town. It'd be nice if there wasn't quite as much space between these borders, and then it would actually be more forgiving, the fact that the actual city areas are so small, if they sort of abutted each other so that they looked like they were all one contiguous block. That was the sort of thing that happened in SimCity 4. Yeah, each individual like area that you could build a city was effectively larger, but more importantly, they really did sort of bump up against each other on the world map, at least, and that still gave you a sense that these things were all part of one larger mega city, right? They were like burgs of New York, that sort of thing. Oh, we never did build that town hall, which we probably want to do, but somewhere like out of the way, because town hall is not actually that important. I don't think it's going to have a whole lot in the way of upgrades either, to be honest. You know what? We can stick it in here just fine. We'll have plenty of upgrades. It just goes to show what kind of city we're building. We're building the town hall right next to the oil well. It's going to make it much, much easier for all the bribe money to come in. Let's build a helipad right away, because helipads are awesome. They don't really do anything that'll be useful for us. It's just awesome. We've got money, so let's go ahead and build that CPU factory. Processor factory, which I was thinking I'd build right here. And I think it could actually be here just fine. And still have enough room to build all the modules. But I'm nervous. It's like, oh, red parts. But no, I'm pretty sure we're going to be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Drop the sign down. First thing. So it can build, yeah, just the processors. So there. And there. And there. And now we're full. Throw on some trucks. So it needs some good deliveries, and it also needs a place to store the processors. So, again, I like to sort of have these things be specialized. It really helps with the shipment of outness. Drilling. Out of petroleum resources? Oh, yeah, here. That's fine. We're okay. It would be really nice, actually. I wonder. It's closed because stuff. If we could start exporting the processors here, that would be really nice. Electronics HQ. Commercial division to an electronics HQ, or an electronics division on a trade HQ, either way. I don't know if we're eligible for either one of those. Yeah. Metals division. Right, either way. Or the commerce divisions or whatever. So there's a lot of different ways to get to where we want to be. And all of them require more and more profits. Whining about the resources. Come on. Ship me some goods, goddammit. There we are. We're going to expand our little road network over here. These guys, we're going to keep going straight out. And then, you know what? I'm just going to make this a four-way like that. It'll be okay. Look at the traffic. I really don't understand. What I should be doing is clicking on some of these vehicles and seeing where the heck are they going and why are they being so problematic. And yeah, this will be fine. I'm going to build it on this side of the road and bulldoze the freight storage and add a couple of CPU spots like that, which are going to be marked for export at ludicrous amounts of money. Alright, and now, again, I mean, the money should just start rolling in hand over fist. At this point, the only question starts to be, are we meeting all the goals? Are we meeting all the goals to be able to unlock all the different building types and things? And so we may need a little bit of, like, messing around just to get everything correct. But other than that, we should be in pretty good shape. All right, and with that, we are going to end this video. What do you want to say? Oh no, we don't need Max's man. We're totally fine. I mean, yeah, there's a horrendous crime problem in town, but you know, we live with it. Actually, 0 crimes committed per day. I think we're in pretty good shape. Another upgrade over there. We are shipping away all of our sewage, which I think is probably how it's going to remain. I don't think we actually produce that much sewage because we don't actually have a very high population. Like the water demand and my computer is just stalled out completely demand is static. Or not static, sorry. It's quite high because the industry uses it. What the heck is going on? My whole computer is just freaking out. You guys probably can't hear me anymore. Oh, there we go. We're back. So I have no idea if that glitched out completely, but I guess I was already saying it's time to end this video, so I will do so because my computer is flipping out. See you next time, folks. Bye-bye.